Trump was asked about his successor in 2028 since he's not running for president, and he was a lot more candid this time than he has in the past when asked this question. Here's what he said.
I know that you are only 100 days in, but as we sit here today, who do you see as your successor, Mr. President?
Well, it's far too early to say that, but I do have a vice president, and typically it would be, and JD's doing a fantastic job.
He would be at the top of the list?
It could very well be. I don't want to get involved in that. I think he's a fantastic, brilliant guy. Marco is great. There's a lot of them that are great. I also see tremendous unity. But certainly you would say that somebody's the VP. If that person is outstanding, I guess that person would have an advantage. But I think the other people would all stay in unbelievably high positions. But, it could be that he'd be challenged by somebody. We have a lot of good people in this party.
So the beginning of his response in that is not unlike the other responses that he's given to that question. But then towards the end, he slips out the two names, JD Vance and Marco Rubio. And it's impossible for me, I look at Marco Rubio specifically, it's impossible to see the responsibilities that he's given to Marco Rubio right now and not think that Donald Trump trusts him tremendously. Because right now, if you don't know, Marco Rubio is running like four things. He is head of USAID, he's obviously Secretary of State, and he's running Mike Wall's position, the NSA, I think it was. I don't even remember at this point because Marco Rubio has so many jobs. And Marco Rubio, because of all of that, is probably the second most powerful person in America right now, in the Trump administration, other than Trump himself, of course. And so I think slipping those names is telling. Because you can say, oh, it could be anyone, but then you say the names, clearly those people are top of mind. And obviously it seems obvious to me that JD Vance and Marco Rubio would be top of mind since they are the most powerful people in his administration other than Trump himself. There are a lot of other great people, by the way, which Donald Trump talks about. I love DeSantis. I love Glenn Youngkin. I love Brian Kemp. The reason why I love them, by the way, is I think governors have a good hold on, if you're going to go for a politician, I think governors have a really good hold on how to be an executive because they've been an executive in their state. They're going to upgrade it. And I think the governor of Virginia, Georgia, and Florida, those are the kind of states where I'm like, yeah, that's a good starter for what the U.S. would look like because those are more or less swing states. Florida's obviously more red. Virginia's a little more blue, but they have both Democrats and Republicans in them. And I think that those three people have a really good hold on politics right now, especially in convincing a lot of people that they got to go Republican rather than Democrat. I think it'd be hard to beat those two if you're a Democrat. However, if I had to pick between Marco Rubio and JD Vance, I would pick Marco Rubio ultimately. And the reason why I say that, he has proven in the last few months that he knows how to get work done and weed out corruption in the bureaucracy in a way that we just quite haven't seen from JD Vance yet. JD Vance, because he's been a senator and now vice president, he's had jobs that are just a little useless, if we're being honest. Like senators, they got a lot of other people they have to compromise with. Vice president, as we all know, does practically nothing. And so JD Vance talks really well, and a lot of things he says is fantastic. But Marco Rubio does all of that, and he's actually done the stuff. And I think he's obviously very trusted by MAGA and Trump as well. So I look at Marco Rubio, I think it's fantastic. If you look at the recent polls for the 2028 Republican primary, this is actually how it shakes out. This is the most recent one. You have JD Vance at 60%, Ron DeSantis at 9%, Marco Rubio also at 9%, Kristi Noem 8%, Tucker Carlson 5%, Glenn Youngkin 3%, Vivek Ramaswamy at 1%. Kristi Noem and Tucker Carlson are the stupidest answers I've ever heard of. Not that I hate either of them. They're just not. I mean, Tucker Carlson doesn't want to be president. Sorry. Kristi Noem, a bit of a cosplayer, in my opinion. She likes holding guns and taking pictures. Any of the rest of those names, fantastic. And it's impossible to not see that JD Vance right now has a commanding lead at 60%. That's huge. So we'll see if it holds. Obviously, a lot happens in campaigns and races. One thing, though, that seems very clear from this interview with Donald Trump is I do not think that Trump is going to endorse anybody for the primary. It seems like he wants to just let it play out. Unless it comes down to like JD Vance and Chris Christie, then of course, it would never come down to them anyway, but if it did somehow, then of course he would endorse JD Vance. But if it's between Marco Rubio and JD Vance, as I think it will be, I think that's my prediction at this point, I think Trump will stay out of it, and I think he'll just endorse the winner later. Hey guys, I'm excited to announce that I'm officially rolling out my new Substack. If you didn't know, Substack is simply a newsletter that allows me to share daily news with you guys in your email, as well as my opinions on it and commentary. It's completely free to you if you subscribe, and you can cancel anytime. In addition to news and commentary, I'm also going to be showing all the behind scenes stuff and the inner workings of the show, as well as it has direct chat between you guys and myself, so we can bounce political ideas off each other and interact directly. So you can go check it out right now, guys. The link is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel so that the YouTube overlords will share this video with other good patriots like yourself, and you can check out another video right here.